Hi. Welcome back to our podcast. So,
What? It has been a very stressful hour.
we're going to have to edit this all out.
No, we're not.
Hey, sisters?
Yeah,
What's it called?
being sisters. So, so tonight our subject is being sisters, but we got to talk about this technology and what it goes into a podcast because it's craziness. Like, so we've been doing this for a couple weeks now, and sometimes we'll be on here just to make sure everything's running, and we'll just be sitting waiting for it to start, and literally right before about to start, everything just goes straight to shit. Like the computer shuts down, Zoom freezes. It's like it doesn't make any sense at all. And thank God I have a technology guy here, because otherwise we'd never be able to do this. How do people do this?
I don't know. I hate it. Thank you, Big.
We've literally just been on here for an hour trying to get the sound to work on Carly's end.
Oh, and I'm sorry. Hopefully my microphone doesn't fall because it's cedar. If it falls, it's gonna be really loud.
But you know, the one thing people say is all the time is, wow, I really always want to do a podcast. That's really exciting that you're doing one. And then I think, yeah, that's why you don't do it, because there's so much crap that goes on behind the scenes that you don't even know that you have to learn. I mean, if I didn't have Jake, there's no way we'd be able to do this. Like, I don't know how to do all this stuff. It's crazy.
No, it really is. So, yeah. So, here we are.
Here we are. We're coming back. So we're moving to Mondays. So Sundays were kind of getting hard to do, and then I was like, okay, we'll do it Monday. Well, Carly's like, okay, I'm gonna be coming in hot tonight, and I'm like, oh, don't worry, I forgot about a mandatory track meeting I'm supposed to be at 15 minutes.
Take your time.
So, so Mondays we'll see how this goes, because today's been a shit show. So we'll see how that goes. But so Carly, well, how was your week this week?
Oh, it was good. Not too eventful. It was kind of low key. But yesterday was pretty funny because we went out. Missed it.
I missed it. Shoot, I couldn't get it on fast enough.
So yesterday I was hanging outside with the boys and watching Nolan do his wheelies on his dirt bike. Well, he's going. He can go pretty far. I'm really impressed. This kid's really cool. And I told him, I'm like, man, I wish that I was as cool as you. Like, at any point in my life, I wish I could be as cool as you. Because he does. He will do a wheelie all the way across the back field, which is a far way. But then at one point, he's doing the wheelie, and he falls off of it, and the bike's going all over the place. And then he kind of, like, lays it down and turns around somehow and just sits over it and falls straight on his back. Like, I'm like, what happened? Like, luckily he was okay because I was crying, laughing, couldn't get it together. He's just laying on his back on the ground. It was so funny. I mean, I felt so bad as a mother because I didn't even like check to make sure he was okay. I just instantly started laughing, crying, laughing. Oh. He's like, I don't even know what happened.
He's so cute. He's so cute.
He has a GoPro, so he found the time on the GoPro and showing it to me, and we're just hysterically laughing because it was literally in slow-mo. And then we had Dane's little four-wheeler. We got him a new four-wheeler, and it's a battery-powered one. So I was like, hey, I'm going to take this out and go charge it. I said, Dane, go ahead and ride it up to the front for me. Well, I'm thinking that it's like almost dead because he's been riding this thing.
Yeah.
And standing in front of it, and all of a sudden, Dane, and it is like full blast. Like, it wasn't dead. It's like, oh shit. He's so afraid he's about to lose his ankles. I was crying. I almost peed my pants because we were both anticipating it to go, but it was like, oh, it was funny
that
watching it.
that reminds me of a story. In, I sidetrack, but in college, so my freshman year, you would walk around campus, and there was this guy in a powered wheelchair, right? And like he would be like, going. Well, he would get stuck in the mud, and people would just walk past him, like, and he'd be stuck there in the mud. And I'm like, why is all these people just walking past him? That's so rude. These people are heartless. And so you would go try to help him, and he would run you over. He would hit you with his cart. And so you would like push him in the mud and be like, stay there. I was like, so like the next year you'd see all the new freshmen like trying to help him out of the mud. You're like, no, you done messed up. Just leave him there. Leave him there.
It kind of reminds me of that video. I'm not sure if we're allowed to share this on here, but one of the videos with where the guy's in the wheelchair and he goes up and they're doing fireworks.
Oh.
And they light the fireworks and he can't get his wheelchair to move out of the way. And they're like, Steve, move out of the way, Steve. And it's just blowing up on him, and he's laughing like an old man.
Well, this guy was mean as a snake. Like, he was just so mean. Like, if he was coming down the hall and you didn't move, he would hit you in the heels with his wheelchair. And that crap hurt. So you would he'd come down the hall, everybody would go to the side. But, so does Zane love his new four-wheeler?
Throw out a little tack strip. Yeah.
Me. I got you, sucker.
Got my little tack strip behind me. Like, yeah, fuck around, find out.
yeah. He was mean as hell. And, I mean, I guess you have this perception of people, which is my fault. Because, you think, oh, he must be a nice guy. Which I don't know why. Like, why do you think he's in a wheelchair? He's a nice guy. He's not. He was an asshole. Push him in the mud.
When I was in high school, I used to help this girl. She was blind, and she had her sickle. She would do that. And she would go down the line and just whack the shit out of the kids. Like, she was coming, everybody jumped out of the way. Like, move out of the way. And she would hit hard, too. Like, I was like, nope, not getting stuck in her.
Nope.
Yeah. So how was your week?
Well, I shouldn't say that. We had a snow week, so everything was closed down because we have ice. So it didn't, but it was really fun because it didn't get freezing cold. It was still in the 30s, but we had snow. So we had 5 inches of snow. So it was crazy. I mean, it was so much fun. But our side
wait, hold on, which reminds me, because I called my sister and I'm like, hey, y'all need to get prepared. You're about to have a lot of cold weather coming. She's like, no, it's fine. We'll be fine. And then she calls me the next day. She's like, 8 inches. They're saying 8 inches. I'm like, yeah, I'm going out to go get all your stuff now to go get snowed in.
Yeah. So I apologize. We did get quite a bit of snow. And our side of the driveway our driveway doesn't get any sun, so it's still ice. So I was out there shoveling this driveway today, trying to break up this ice. And now, let me just remind you, I have not done any physical activity like that in a year. So
you're not going to be able to move in 2 days.
Yeah, no. So my sweet neighbor across the street came out, and he's got to be his late 70s at least. And he's like, oh, Nicole, let me get a shovel and help you. I'm like, please don't. Please don't. I can't have you out here shoveling my driveway. And I was like, listen, I can afford to lose a few pounds. I'm okay. And then my other neighbor came out, and I'm like, I'm never going to get this done. But everybody was so sweet, and I'm like, no, I'm fat. I need to shovel. I need to sweat.
Your driveway's pretty steep. Did anybody slip down it?
Emily and I had a big staging job today, and so we had to load the car last night, and it was it was risky because there was spots, and you carrying stuff, so you didn't have your arms. You're like, oh. So yeah, so I try to get most of the ice out today, but there's some pretty deep spots, so I still have ice on it, and it's supposed to freeze tonight again, so it's not going away. But it's fun because you kind of shut down, and you can't go anywhere or do anything, so everything kind of shuts down. It's kind of like a lazy day. I had big plans. I was gonna like clean my desk and organize my closet and do all these things. I didn't do. I got my desk clean. I did get my desk clean.
Good. I'm glad that you did.
Yeah.
You also had a really big week too because there was a birthday.
Oh yeah, Emily's 21st birthday. So okay. So let me ask you a question. And I didn't get to talk to you about this before, so this would be fun to do on here. So like this year is a big year for us. So Emily turns 21. Jake turns 50. We have our 25th wedding anniversary. The baby's turning 2. So like it's like a big year, right? I mean, Haley's graduating, Jonathan's graduating, like they're like big year. I should be like excited and like happy about it. I am so stressed out about it. I'm like, how are we gonna get through all this?
I know, but it's going by really fast. So don't worry, it'll be here and gone before you know it.
I mean, I was blowing up balloons, so it's kind of fun. So since the kids were babies, I would blow up balloons and fill their rooms. So when they woke up in the morning, their rooms would be full of balloons for their birthday. So it's kind of I've always done that for them. And then one year, I don't remember who it was. It was like Logan or Emily, and they were a teenager, and I didn't do the balloons. And they woke up and they were like, "Where are my balloons?" I was like, "Oh, we're still doing that. We're still doing that for life." So 7:30 in the morning, I'm out there blowing balloons to fill the living room. But so I can't do the rooms anymore because they go to bed before me. But so now I do the living room.
You go to bed before them.
Yeah, I go to bed before them. That's it. Yeah, that's what it is.
Like I go to bed before you.
So, so today I had to go return some stuff, and I had 3 stores to return to, and so I was out, and I was like, okay. So I go to the stores to return, and I'm like, oh, I forgot the stuff I have to return. So I go to the house, and I get the stuff I have to return. I go to the store, I get to the store, and I don't have my purse. I'm like, are you kidding? So then I have to go. I have to go back home.
She's like, shit, I want my purse.
Like, crap. So I had to go all the way back home and get my purse, and then go back to the store. I went to the store 3 times today. I was like, this is ridiculous.
They're like, this lady is totally shoplifting.
Right. Yeah. And and I told you how we lost Emily's key fob at the store, and had to like search on our hands and knees for it the weekend before Christmas. Like, so it was insanity. Yeah. So I'm at Marshall's again, and I'm buying all this stuff for the staging, and my glasses hadn't been working, so I just had them like in a slip case, and I had it in my pocket. And so I'm walking, and I like step on something. I look down, and I go, "Oh, that looks just like my case." And I'm like, "Oh, that is my case." And I pick it up, and there's no glasses. I like start to panic because I'm like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be on my hands and knees again looking for my glasses without glasses." Like. But I found them. Yeah, I found them. They were like over in the pillows, and all the pillows were on the ground. So I was like, "Ooh, thank God I found them." But so, do you ever get stressed like that with birthdays and anniversaries and stuff? Like, this feels like a lot of pressure, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's like my daily though. Daily. Yes. So, yes. And you do have a very busy year. I'll help you get through it. But it's gonna be a lot, but it's okay. We'll do this together.
It's okay. We're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. Hey, turn up your volume a little bit. You're a little low. Nope. You afraid to touch it?
Oh, please.
Oh my gosh, this cough is killing me. I cannot get rid of this stupid cough.
It's really loud on my end.
Oh, that's better. That's better. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So I have this stupid cough, and listen, I'm just gonna be real here. 2 sneezes, I'm okay. 3, I'm out. I gotta go change my pants. Like I can't do it. There's a lot of concentration that goes involved, and I'll get to these coughing spits. I peed my pants twice the other day. Jake's like, "Do you want to go to lunch?" And I'm like, I don't trust it. I can't leave the house. Like, I've already changed twice. showered. I can't go out today. I'm just staying in because I can't be trusted.
I know. The struggle is real. I'm for real. I'm same boat. Same boat.
Dude, if I don't get abs after this cold, I'm going to be so mad. Okay, I'm going to be mad because there's no abs.
You do. Just swallow.
How much coughing do you have to do to get abs?
You're going to be sick all year. You better quit. You better quit. All right. So, anything else happen?
Oh, yeah. You want to know what's humbling? So I go with Emily, who's got like the perfect figure. She's a runner. She's 21, right? She's like perfect. So we go to sell her clothes at like the resale store.
Yeah.
And so she's like, well, we just got to look around. I'm going to just look. So I'm looking. So I find some cute jeans and a cute little dress. And I'm like, maybe I should try these on. Wow. That is humbling. It's like going to Forever 21 and trying to fit in the clothes.
We're past those days.
No, I look like Where Is She Now hooker. Like, I'm like, I don't think this is a large. This can't be a large. Like, they're lying.
Do you remember when we were so excited to go get you and I went and took our clothes to it. Remember? We were so excited, like, yeah, we gonna get money for our jeans and our clothes. Like, we still got it.
Still
and
got
we
it.
went there, and that girl looked at us and she said, "These are Gap. We don't take Gap."
She told me that my clothes were old. And I'm like, what do you mean old? Like, they're not old. And she's like, no, old style. I was like, oh. Like, wow.
We were so mad. We were so
You know
mad.
how humbling it is, too, to have to carry that whole bag back out? Like,
the whole bag. They didn't take anything.
They were like, we're not even going to look through your old shit. Like, nobody wears these.
She saw the jeans and she's like, we're done here. Here you go, ladies. Ma'am. Here you are, ma'am.
It's humbling. I'm like, man, I am not made for this store. I will have to go to my store. Where's my store? Where are my people?
Goodwill.
Yeah, that's where my people are.
Get out our clothes for the ugly sweater party.
They're like, wow, these painted jeans are really cute. We're wearing these ugly sweater. Crap. So we were going to talk about being sisters and just kind of like our life as sisters, and I think you kind of get an idea of what it's like with us. But it's kind of funny because we have such an age gap between us, and I mean, we've done things together like our whole life. But
Did you put a BB pad under you?
Dude, I might need one.
You just coughed and it made me think of it.
I might need a BB pad. I'll let you. There'll be signs. They'll know.
Sorry. We have a big age gap, yes. So. Go ahead.
But like so just to kind of give you kind of perspective. So when Carly was born, like my bed was one way, and her head of the crib came to the head of my bed. And so in the morning, she would wake up and we would play through the crib. And so, we've just always been together since she was a baby. Now, there are some perks to that, and then there are some downfalls. Like Carly, we talked about this before, but it's worth bringing up. Carly's allergic to down. So every time we go to a fancy hotel, we have to sleep together, and then we have to take everything off the bed. So it's just the sheet and the bottom sheet. That's all we get, because everything else in the hotel is down.
I think that we spoon those, so we're warm.
Yeah.
At least my feet are warm behind your knees.
Yeah, Carly is not afraid to spoon me at all. Not even a little bit.
Nope.
And we have to, because we have to keep warm, because we can't use a pillow, we can't use a blanket.
In the hotel room.
Yeah. But it's so fun because like every like trip we've ever gone on, I mean every family reunion, every family trip, we've always been together. So that's really fun. But
But growing up with such a big age gap, I was in elementary school when my sister was driving. So I was always making her late, which I feel like, did we talk about this before on
yeah,
here?
because I told you how mom used to jump up and down and just pull her hair and say, "Save your sister." She would
Yeah.
scream.
Or okay, or the my sister going out on and having
Oh
to
gosh.
take me with her.
Yeah,
Go
one day
ahead.
I'm on this date and we're going to I think it's a jazz festival downtown Fort Lauderdale, and all of a sudden Carly starts spitting in her hands and wiping them together like she's washing her hands in the back seat. And I mean, I'm like 16 or 15, and I'm totally mortified, right? Because here's my sister just washing hands with her own spit. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, they're sticky. Like, you're so gross. But we've always kind of been like a duo. Like, we're always together. Like, you're like we've talked about that, where you're always my plus one. So whenever you invite me, you know Carly's coming.
Oh, great.
But
Trying to find-
you what?
I was trying to find a pen, but I'm afraid to move.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't.
But but yeah, no, we're always together. And then when we got older, we I moved to Jacksonville later. After I went to high school, I went to college for a year in Gainesville, and then I came to Jacksonville. And when I moved here, I was across the street from their neighborhood, so I was over at their house all the time, and Nicole would get me in on all her projects. So
Oh
we
yeah.
had so many of her rooms, and then she wanted to do these like brushstroke paintings where we had to paint the whole bottom of her dining room with like literally a broom. Like we used it, we painted, and then
It looked
did the
good. It was called a linen texture,
linen texture, yes,
and
and
it
it
looked
was
good.
fun. It did look good. It was a lot of work, and we did a lot of work
I don't
there.
even want to hear about a lot of work because you have gotten me
And
into some shit with a lot of work.
now she
I want to paint
complains.
soccer balls.
No, you had to paint a whole soccer ball across the room.
Do you know how hard it is to paint a soccer ball on a textured wall to get a
That
perfectly straight multiple lines? That was the worst painting job we've ever done. And
just to do.
we've done murals, and that was the worst. But
Yeah.
most of the time, it's me painting and Carly laying on the bed going, "Oh, are you almost done? What are we
No,
doing?"
not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But Carly's like my muse, so even when I'm painting something and I'm like, oh, I'm nervous about it, I'll just call her and make her be on the phone. And so she's cooking dinner and doing life, and I just have her there, like on the phone, just while I'm painting.
Yeah.
But you know what I heard? I was, and of course it's probably TikTok, so I don't know where I heard it from, but they were doing like an ADHD thing, and they said that if you have ADHD, you work better when somebody's around you, and you're more productive. And I thought that totally makes sense. Like, doesn't
Yeah.
mean you don't have to talk to them or anything, but just having someone near you makes you more productive. I'm
Yeah.
like, man, that is true. And putting on your shoes in the morning actually makes you more productive. Isn't that cool? Like when you think about that, like if you put your shoes on in the
You
morning.
not put on your shoes.
Well, not like
Well,
you freak.
might.
Carly
You
wears
might.
shoes everywhere. Carly's like, ugh, your floors are so gross. Like she won't come in my house without shoes. Like
when
you would think I
Nicole
would lived in a slum.
when Nicole had small children, her floors were constantly sticky. Like when they were all younger, constantly. Like you just couldn't win at her house because she would mop the floor all the time, but
Yeah,
she'd mop,
it doesn't
and
matter.
then somebody would come and spill a cup of milk, or like Jake would walk
Oh,
off with his coffee.
oh my gosh. The coffee is
Him
a
and
struggle
Ted
in our
with
house.
coffee. The other day, I just saw like splatter of coffee everywhere. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
It's from
coffee.
Ted spilling a whole thing of coffee the other couple weeks ago, but I didn't notice it, and it was sprayed everywhere, all over the chairs, everything.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh.
It's not that important.
What does it say? What does it say?
Mike McCarthy's out as head coach.
Oh, thanks. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read it. Jake's got a note over here for me, and I'm like, what is... And, like, I think he's trying to tell me something about the podcast. And I'm like, I can't see that. Like, I can't read that from here. I don't have my glasses on. I don't even... Oh, I found them. And he's like, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, what does it say? Mike McCarthy's out as head coach of the Cowboys. Like, okay.
Fine. We'll talk later.
I would want to know that, but like Hubby's over here flagging me, like. What's happening? Can you not hear us? We have technical
Why
issues.
Why didn't you do what Bree did? And she was like,
no, she just left. Oh, Bree sent me. Oh shoot, I should have brought it. Bree sent me the funniest present. She wrote a little note, like, so that I don't have to miss her that much. She sent me one of those pop, like, heads.
bubble.
Yeah, like a little pop person of herself with her support dog. It has a dog.
She has the best gift.
She has the best gifts. Who pops himself like that? It makes a doll. Like, that's freaking phenomenal. Although I don't know, mine would have to be on the plus size these days.
No, they're not. Stop it.
Oh my gosh, I have to go through my closet.
So listen, we were talking about coffee. So then last night or the night before, Ted comes in and it was Friday night. So he comes in and he's got all this groceries and stuff and all his stuff in his hands. And he's like, I spilled it all over me. He had the rest of his coffee in his cup and he bent over to pick something up.
No.
Spilled it all in the grocery bag. I had to take everything out and clean it out. Which reminds me, I do that once a week at least. Because I get my coffee cup out of my car when I get home and then something happens. Somebody drops something and bend down to pick it up. Well, one day Dane was sitting on the ground and he's playing with a little dinosaur. And I went to go pick something up next to him. Poured half a cup of coffee on his head. And he did that gasp where he was like, because it was cold. He turned up and looked at me covered in coffee. I was peeing my pants.
He look at you like, what is wrong with you?
I spill my coffee at least once a week, so I couldn't even be mad at him. I'm like, I'll get it. I know how to do this.
Well, our coffees, we got a new coffee maker, and it sits on the counter. Well, it's like has a different water dispenser, and then the pot. So if you forget to empty the pot, then it'll just it just fills the pot from where it's at, right?
Okay.
Well, okay, so like, and it's easy to do.
You all had espressos the other day?
Well, no, because it's like yesterday's coffee mixed with today's coffee, and then it just overflows, and then it goes, and you're like, where's all the coffee? Well, we figured it out. It's in the junk drawer. So the coffee drips into the junk drawer. So we don't even have a junk drawer anymore. It's so organized because we've had to clean it so many times. And again, like, I can't get mad because I've done it, and then he's done it. And it's like, when you do it, you're like, you can't even get mad at them because it's like, you must be having a bad day if you did that, right? So, like, it's not going to help to yell at you on top of it. I'm not saying I have the best attitude about it, but... I'm
no,
like, oh.
When I have a ton of shit to do and I break that glass and stuff, I'm like, I don't have enough to do. Like, now I gotta clean up all the coffee everywhere.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a hot mess. But so our neighbors had a party. These were neighbors a long, long time ago. They've moved. We don't even keep touch with them anymore. But so they had a party at their house for like all the neighbors. And the husband, their house was immaculate. Like, I mean, just so clean. He was just OCD, so he had the house always so clean. And so we're at this party, and Jake's just leaning against the counter. And I'm like, what is that? What's going on? He was leaning on the iced tea dispenser. Like the big glass container of iced sweet tea. And he was leaning on the little lever. and it was just pouring out onto the counter and onto the floor and into the drawers and everything.
Oh,
And he's just sitting there like enjoying the party, and I'm like, what? Where's all this coming from? And it was from him. They never invited us back. We never got invited back.
that is so funny.
It was so bad. And sweet tea, yeah. So it was everywhere. He was like having a come apart at the party, which I probably would too. But like
Time
it was.
to go. Wrap it up. Oh,
We used to have
God.
friends that when they were done at the party, you would put your stuff at the door.
Oh.
He'd be like, "Okay, good night, everybody." We're like, "It's 9:00." Like we.
What do you do if you're like, I'm done? I'm done with everybody at my house. What do you do?
Yeah, I don't have parties because of that.
I'm gonna have some people over, and I'm gonna just turn the lights on and off, and see what they do. I'm gonna have to do that.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Just start pouring their drinks out. You just go grab it. Good night. It was fun. This was fun.
Loading the dishwasher, like.
You're just slowly taking drinks out of people's hands and like throwing the food away. Okay, great. Thank you. Good night. You just throw their plate away.
I have to do something like that to my friends.
I'm afraid to have a party because I don't know if I can stay awake my friends. Because I'm
It's really rude if you're sitting there talking to somebody and you're like,
oh my gosh. I don't think I shared this, but so so when I first got into real estate, I was so excited to have my first listing appointment because that's what you want to be. You want to be a listing agent, right? Because then everybody comes to your house and you're not out tracing 100 houses. Well, and the market was really good for a listing. So it was like a great time to have a listing. I was so excited. It was my first one. I planned for that stupid listing appointment. I had every piece of information you could have had for this appointment. I knew every house for sale. I knew exactly when house sold. I mean, I knew everything. I go to the house. It's a husband and a wife, and it was cultural. So like the husband's the one who talks, and does all the decisions. Well, so I'm doing my listing appointment, and the guy falls asleep. Like dead sleep, snoring, head back, like just dead sleep. And the wife is like, I'm like, hey.
so yeah, so the first day that we list.
And so he wakes up, and the wife is like, sorry, right? She's like apologizing. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't think my listing presentation was that long. Dude falls asleep 2 more times. I was like, I don't even know why I'm here. And so finally we get to the end, and I'm like, okay, so what do you want to list your house for? They wanted to list their house for $100,000 over what it was worth.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I should have started with that. And the house was not like in the best condition. And I'm like, you don't even have cabinet doors. Like, you can't. No. And they're like, the house on the street sold for that. I'm like, no, it didn't. No house in your neighborhood sold for that. He's like, well, it was listed for that. I'm like, and it's not anymore because they couldn't sell it for that. But yeah, that was my first listing appointment. That was the worst. I mean, come on. He fell asleep 3 times. Now my first question is what do you think your house is worth?
Yeah.
Let's start there. And nobody's trying to fall asleep today.
Oh my gosh.
So now my appointments are a little bit shorter. But yeah, can you imagine just fall asleep right in front of you? It was so embarrassing.
Oh.
Anybody need to get up and move their legs?
I just need 5 more minutes. 5? Get 4. 4. Maybe. All right. It's fine. 9.
Oh, I mean, you would have thought I had an hour-long presentation. Okay, maybe it was a little long, but yeah, it was pretty funny.
So,
oh, I know. So one of the things about being older is, so Carly would come stay with us, well, because we were married and you were in high school. So she would come up and visit us and stay with us, and we would like take her out driving and like all the fun stuff, you know, that you do. And then, but so when Carly got old enough and had her own place, Jake and I stayed at their place one night, their condo. And so we get there and we're sleeping on the couch.
well, no, listen, let's set it up. No, because we were not planning on y'all staying the night.
No.
We were playing games and drinking and stuff. So, and you were like, "Hey, we don't need to drive home. You know, can we stay here?" And we were like, "Yeah, absolutely. You know, sure." Not really used to having guests here.
I don't think you ever had somebody stay there.
Ooh, all right. Well, we got the futon. All I had was Honey's, all of my grandmother's crocheted blankets.
Oh yeah, it was a futon. It was a futon.
Yeah, because we just moved in. We had nothing. Like, we were broke. Had a small little condo, and that was like the one piece of furniture that Ted had, so I couldn't throw it away.
Not at first.
No. I was trying to be caring.
Yeah, so she gets us like set up, and she gets all of our grandmother's blankets that she crocheted, and like the holes in them are like an inch big. They're not like tightly woven, like they're like an inch, like where your toe sticks through it, like those blankets. And
you can really feel the fan through them.
so she gives us like multiple ones, and then none of them are like the same size. They were all like different sizes.
This one, here you go. Are you warm now? How about now? Okay, here's the baby one that she knitted. Here you go.
I'll just put this one over your feet. Like literally, that's how it was. And so then we're like, okay, well, we need pillows. And I am not kidding you. Carly looked straight down at the floor at the dog pillow. I was like, you are not giving me the dog pillow. Yes, she was. She straight looked down at the dog pillow. She was like, well, like, maybe I could just put another pillowcase on this one and it'll be fine. Dog pillow.
I promise it wasn't.
So this was like years and years ago. So we went to visit with their house. Which house was it? Was it this one or the one before? Anyway, we come to visit and we go get in bed, and my pillow says dog on it, like a Sharpie. She wrote
on the dog's pillowcases. I write dog on them, so we don't sleep with the dog ones, because my kids sleep with the dogs in their bed, and the dogs have their own pillow. Like, they legit lay their head on the pillow and are underneath the covers. Like, it's cute.
How did you even get those dogs?
Yeah, I told you I got them from the ghetto. They appreciate me. So they appreciate having a pillow.
Yeah, no kidding. Rags to riches for real.
So now, every time my sister comes in town, I get her a pillowcase and I write dog on it.
She legit was gonna give me the dog pillow. So that's a little sister for you.
You'll never let me.
But the funniest thing too is that like Ted just kind of meshed into the family. Oh my gosh, I gotta talk about the first time Ted met Pop and Grandma. So the first time, are you frozen? No, you just stopped blinking. I'm here. Carry on. So we're gonna meet halfway in between Mom and Dad's house and our house, and we're gonna have dinner, and they're gonna meet Ted for the first time. And so we're driving down as Jake and I and the kids and Carly and Ted. And so Jake tells Ted, don't look Judy in the eyes. Dennis is very jealous. and he doesn't like Judy's very beautiful, and Dennis gets very jealous. So don't make eye contact with Judy, because it'll upset Dennis. And Ted's like,
Well,
okay, really? Yeah, okay, yeah, that's good.
didn't
What?
he say something about her chest too? Like she's got really big boobs. Don't look. All you do not look at
Oh,
her
the
boobs.
whole ride, he was like, she's so beautiful. It's really going to be hard not to look at her. Like, the whole thing. And so Ted gets to dinner, doesn't make eye contact with Mom the whole time.
That was so wrong. Poor Ted.
But we met Ted when I was pregnant with Nate. And so Ted, like, spoils Nate rotten. He spoils all of them rotten, really. I just found out that he sends Emily money.
All the time.
No wonder why you were trying to write him off on your taxes.
I know. I'm going to disclaim your kids.
I know. I'm like, okay, you send her birthday money. And he's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, wait a minute. He's sending her money. I'm like, I said, why are you sending her money?
College students. They're struggling.
She
too.
just worked. Carly, what is wrong with y'all? Ted said, she was eating ramen. I go, that's okay. She likes ramen.
I like to be the favorite, all right? I like to be the favorite. What can I
you're
say?
already the favorite. We all know you're the favorite. But so Ted, like, you know, he just always, we've always been brother sister since he came into the family. And so one day I was bartending. Oh, Carly and I both worked at the same restaurant for a while. And yeah, that was really fun. But so I don't even know where you were working as a surgical tech. And you, for some reason, you were working at nights.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Anyway, you were at the hospital. And so Ted was home, and I get a call at the bar, and they're like, it's your brother-in-law. And I'm like, okay, I can't talk to him. Like, I'm slammed. The whole bar is slammed. I can't talk to him. And they said, it's an emergency. And I'm like, what? What could be an emergency like that? He would be calling me. And so I get on the phone, and he's like, hey, so I got bit by a snake. What should I do? And I'm like, call 911. Why are you calling me? Now, remember, we're in Florida, so like every 5 feet there's a snake. And, you know not to go near the black ones.
Earlier that day, though, to give you a little backstory, we were out walking the dog and saw these kids trying to shoot like a BB gun at a water moccasin in the water. So he was all freaked out, and I wasn't answering. And
yeah, because you were like in surgery or something.
Well, he took the dogs for a walk, and he was standing there, and he feels something hit his foot, and then it hit him 3 different times, and one time I think it got him, but he was afraid because he had been drinking. So he's like, well, what if it is venomous and I don't feel it because I'm drinking? So he calls Nicole in a panic, and then
and I'm like, don't call me, call 911. So he ended up calling 911. The ambulance came out with the anti-venom. And
they're like, listen, you would know if you got bit by a venomous snake. And he's like, oh, okay, we're good here. Like,
but it ended up that the snake had just eaten a frog and put all its venom in it. And so then when Ted stepped on it, it had to throw up the frog. So we think that the snake was venomous, but it had no more venom because it had bitten the frog.
I don't know. But it got him 3 times, and then you
got
and
him 3 times.
we got Snake, and we're trying to like set him up for him. We never even saw him.
We're so mean. We're so mean.
All excited, like we're gonna get him with these snakes. Let's put him in work stuff. Never saw it. Over it. I watched it. The hell? So then it's always if that were a snake, it'd bit you.
3 times. Yeah. He doesn't. He gets mad still. So we still do it. Like, why are you looking over your shoulder? Is it coming in? Why? Oh, no, I don't.
I thought the door was open on it. It looked like it was open.
But yeah, that's so fun. So like Ted, we'll always be mean to Ted. Like we'll be on the phone and he'll start acting out. We'll be like, "You want us to hang up on you?" He's like, "No, come on, guys, you're so mean to me."
Because me We get on three-way all the time. Like, we're always on three-way. We get on the phone and cut up together and joke and laugh. I mean, it's just so much fun. Like, to be
Yeah, it is fun.
a fly on the wall. I mean, we just laugh so hard. And then if Ted acts up, we're like, "You want to? I got the controls.
You want us to
Y'all
hang
are
up on you? I'll hang up on you.
hang up." Come on, guys, it's not funny.
He gets so mad.
But oh hey, remember when we were kids and we went on that? You were spinning me on that spinner wheel thing. Every time I see those, I think about you running, and you're like, "Ah, I'm gonna get you!" Like, and then you tripped and slid.
Yeah, my feet made a print all the way around it.
But you got up and your knees were all sheared.
Gosh.
You tore to crap. Because I was
man.
so you were bigger, like, yeah, I'm gonna get you. Karma. Karma.
There was something else I was going to tell you about, and I forgot now. But, well, hopefully, so we're going to be doing these on Mondays, and so Monday nights, hopefully we'll see how this goes. So they'll be available.
Hot.
Yeah, but yeah. So, so we'll see you next Monday. Do you I think we're supposed to have somebody come on pretty soon. So we'll see.
We do need to have a guest. Maybe we'll try to have a guest next week. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So, all right. Well, thanks all for coming.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.